Another edition of 100% Canucks. John Shannon and Landon Ferraro. Landon, 4 games left in the National Hockey League season for this edition of the Canucks. Saturday in San Jose, Sunday in Anaheim, Tuesday, the last home game against the Los Angeles Kings, and then Thursday in Edmonton. And the reality is that all 4 games could mean something for the other team, not necessarily for the Canucks, for the other team, which kind of gives a little bit of life to the end of the regular season, doesn't it?
Oh, it definitely does. And the one to me that you're definitely looking at is that Oiler game, the last game of the year. You know, like if they're still going for the division at that point and they're really pushing, I mean, what better way to give these young kids a bit of a taste of the Vancouver-Edmonton rivalry that had heated up, you know, not too long ago here.
Funny, I thought you were going to point to the home game, the Tuesday night against the Kings, because Ellie's in a dogfight for that wild card spot, and you know, Nashville can still win it. I think the Canucks can really scare the Sharks on Saturday night into a situation that would actually probably keep the Sharks out of any contention if the Canucks win. And then obviously Anaheim thinks that they're now fighting for first in the division as well. So to me, I thought the Kings game on Tuesday night was where you were going.
Yeah, I mean, that one, like, it'll definitely be a bit up there too because it's the last home game, and they'll definitely want to have, you know, a good outing for their last game and give their fans something. But to me, it's still the thought of denying Edmonton that, if that's what they're still pushing for, can be a nice little gift to yourself on the way out the door.
And it is truly amazing what Canuck fans have done this year when you think about it, how involved they have been, how passionate they are, how many people have showed up for home games considering the way the team has played. It really does speak to the passion of the Canuck fan, doesn't it?
Of course, right? And everyone that I run into in this city, it's not that, like, it's a hard thing to try and put an emotion on, but at the end of it, they just want their team to be good and to be able to go cheer. They're going to do it regardless, but they care, and they want them to fight, you know, every game and give them something to be proud of when they go and watch them, and give them something to cheer of. You know, since the trade deadline, has there been some games at home that have not gone their way and have really struggled? Of course. But there's been some really good ones in there, and the guys can hear the reaction of the fans. Like, they're fully cheering like they're in a playoff hunt, but they just want to see a team that's fighting for it, fighting for a win and trying to get better. And I think more times than not over the last, you know, decent stretch here, the guys have delivered that.
If there are any positives, and trust me, it's been difficult to find positives. I think you have to be realistic about that. If you look at positives, it's the young defense. Bouillon, Villander, Pettersson, Mancini. That could be a core of guys that could be around for a while for this hockey club if the rebuild goes according to plan. Today we get to talk to Elias Pettersson, not Elias Pettersson, but the defenseman Elias Pettersson. What has he brought to this team this year?
He's brought some good heavy defense, right? Like, he's someone that likes to be physical. He likes to engage in front of the net. You know, he likes blocking shots. He's, you know, I want to say he's like 3rd or 4th in blocks on the team. He's 3rd in hits. You know, he likes to be involved that way. And they're, you know, over the last, especially call it 3 weeks or so, there's been a lot of talk with the young defenseman and losing people in front and being a little light on sticks. There is one common thing in all of those highlights. He's not in them, right? Like, that's not an issue for him. For him, it's getting a bit quicker and being, I think, more than anything, making quicker reads, whether he's going to pinch and make the hit or back out. Once he figures that out, he's going to be, I mean, he's already a good young defender in this league. I think he's going to be able to take a pretty good step. I think he's going to be that, that lockdown PK type guy that can bring some physicality and some toughness to your back end that guys love to have on their team.
How many times do you think he's been asked whether he's Elias or Elias?
Too many. And I think to the point, I'd say about the same age where I'd get that when I was that age. Is your dad Ray?
What?
Yes. Yes, thank you. That's why you're asking the question. And I almost feel exactly when we ask him today, he'll give that type of response.
I don't want to piss him off, though.
Ah!
But you have to ask him.
Hey, he could Ocho Cinco it. He could change his name if that's an issue.
Well, listen, I mean, thank goodness we got the whole definition of all three guys from Marcus Pettersson earlier in the year.
Yeah.
About, there's EP40, there's DPD, and then there's Marcus.
I love and Marcus.
Marcus, that's right. So I tell you what, he's been kind enough to join us from San Jose, where the Canucks are playing on Saturday night. After the break, a little time with Elias Pettersson Jr., DPD, on this edition of 100% Canucks.
I won't keep you long. Darren Millard with a tip for everyone who loves great hockey podcasts like this one. John Shannon and I host the OG of 100% Hockey, coming your way multiple times a week. The guest list is the best you will find. Multiple shows a week ensures you won't miss out on any news, and we dig even deeper into the biggest stories around the NHL. Most of our guests are also friends, so I promise there'll be more conversation beyond the X's and the O's. John really does get bored with that after a while. So join us for 100% Hockey. The name says it all. Subscribe now while you enjoy thinking about it. And enjoy.
Welcome back to the podcast. Landon and John, joined by Elias Pettersson. You do realize, Elias, how much confusion you created when you got drafted.
Yeah. I heard that a lot of times. So
yeah. And did you never hear that when you were home in Sweden?
No, actually not. It was when I got drafted and came over here. It started. So yeah.
Once it starts, it never stops either. So
yeah.
At least you're not the one having to try and figure it out. You just do your job and move along, whatever the name is. Eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, as Marcus Pettersson explained to us, everybody's got your DPD, or are you junior? You're junior.
I'm junior, yeah.
Junior,
okay.
Yeah. So which one do you like the most?
I mean, I got used to junior now, so I think that's fine.
Was it one of those though that you're like, I don't really care what you call me as long as I'm in this dressing room and not in the American League?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't think I had too much to say about that. It was just, just gotta accept it.
So, what kind of season has it been for you?
I think it's been a season with a lot of ups and downs. I feel like maybe, I think ups and downs would describe it the best. I think I've been playing some really good stretches and maybe had a little tougher stretches too. But I think that comes when you play a full season in this league, and that's when I reflect back to it a little bit. Maybe that's one thing I want to be better at, to be more like, don't have those like dips in a season. I don't want to take that away, but I think I've been learning a lot from this season, and yeah.
What kind of what part of your game do you need to work on the most?
Think moving my feet. I think that helps me a lot. Moving my feet when I got the puck. Moving my feet to close quick. I think that's one thing I'm gonna keep working hard on.
You got to play a good number of games last year, and in that, like you kind of had a mini rookie season in the NHL before this year. And, I'm curious because you do have a unique perspective of the condensed season this year and how much harder that is for everyone, let alone rookies coming into the year. Like, can you feel that difference from last year to this year?
Like, what do you mean
Like
exactly?
with the games being so much closer together, like there's not as much practice time this year, and like it just you keep rolling into the next one. So if you have a game where it doesn't go that great for you, you don't really have time to really try and figure out what's going on in practice.
Exactly, and that's, I think, one thing I've been learning too this year. Like, you gotta have a short memory. Uh, you can talk, you can look at video, you can talk with the coach, you can talk with the teammates, but like it's like yeah, one day in between a new game, so you just gotta have a short memory, and either you play good, you can't be too high, and if you play like bad, you can't be too low, so you gotta find a good level of that.
So say you do have one of those games where it gets away from you a little bit, and you got stuff to improve on, and the coaches are going to try and help too. Like, what way do you find for you helps best? Is it doing video? Is it just talking through it with the coaches, or like what do you like best to try and learn to move on to the next game?
I think it's I think it's video, talk with the older guys. They help me a lot, and then I just want to get out there again to start competing again to just get better.
So when you look at this group of guys, all of a sudden, when the season started, you were a young guy amongst a few veteran players. And now all of a sudden, when you look at Villander, when you look at Bouillon, when you look at Mancini and yourself, all of a sudden this is a bunch of young guys out there playing in the National Hockey League. How do you play off of each other? How much fun do you have working alongside younger guys as the season's worn on?
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun. I think no one of us have, like, it hasn't been as we wanted to with like the season, but I think we push each other hard, and yeah, I think all of us young guys want to get better.
When you talked about looking and talking to veteran players, I would assume it's either Roenick or Marcus that you talk to. What would they tell you? How would they make the game simpler for you when they discuss it with you?
I think they just have so much, like they've been in this league for so long, and like just they can shoot me a text, come back in the plane, just talk. Uh, I feel like that helps a lot. Just if you play good or if you had a little tougher game, you can just always come back and talk about things, talk about situations, just get good advices from them, and they've been through it all, and yeah, it's just that helps a lot.
You talking about with the other young guys, and obviously there's only going to be more young guys coming in as this rebuild really gets going. And I was on a rebuilding team, a bunch of young guys, and as much as it does suck losing games, like that's obvious, but you do have a lot of fun because everyone's the same age and you're trying to get better and going through it. I saw your clip the other day, mic'd up at practice, and you and Villander and Bouillon are kind of all over each other, and you're laughing, but you're pushing each other. Like, how much does that make, as tough as this year has been, how much does it make it easier to handle and keep pushing that you have younger guys in the same situation?
Yeah, I think it has been helping a lot. As I said, I think we're hungry guys of young guys that we wanna make a name of ourselves. We wanna get better. We wanna like turn this around. I think it's been great.
When we
So
had, oh, sorry, John,
no,
just
no,
because this one
you
was
go,
in
you
my
go ahead,
head.
keep going, keep going.
When we had Valander on last week, or a couple weeks ago, sorry, he was talking about, in the last, kind of weeks leading up to that, the game had slowed down a little bit for him when he was going back for pucks. Like he said, he's like, I feel like I can actually see a play and make it now. And I feel like that's really been evident in his play. Like his feet have been moving so much more and really going. Like, have you had a moment like that? I feel like last year, your first 10 games or so, you were just playing with excitement and you're running around a little bit. It was a lot of fun to watch, but then you started to make some plays. Like, was there a moment like that for you?
I would say, I mean, I get my confidence from breaking out the puck and playing hard. I know that we get confidence from a lot of different things, but that's one thing I get confidence from. And it was a stretch from before the Olympic break where I felt like if I can play like this, I can like play really good in this league. And then I felt like I wasn't too high in emotions. I felt like I maybe settled down a little bit, and especially moved my feet. And yeah, that's one thing I've been trying to think of since that, and the coaches have helped me, and we work on it daily to move my feet and maybe not rush a play if it's not there.
So when did you realize that as a kid, when did you realize that you might be able to earn a living playing hockey?
Oh, that's a tough question.
That's what we're known for here, Elias. We're known for tough questions.
Yeah. I actually don't know. I would say that is a really hard question. I think
let me ask you this. Was it in your draft year when you played for the junior 18, junior 20, the SHL team, then the Ivan Halenka, Gretzky, and the under 18s? Like, did you even know what team you were on? I mean, it's the same jersey, but was it just if they had visors or half or full cages?
Yeah, I mean, maybe when I first got up in the SHL, I can just remember that was so big for me, and I felt like maybe I realized there when I was first year in SHL, maybe like I can do this. So yeah, maybe around there.
Let me ask you this question because I'm always interested with Europeans that, like you played at one place for the majority of your youth hockey growing up, and then you go through your junior and stuff. When you play your first game for like the SHL team, the big boy team, and then you play your first NHL game, is it really similar or is the SHL higher to you for excitement? Like, because for me, I grew up wanting to play in the NHL. I didn't even really know what European hockey was yet.
No, I would say I was nervous for both games and excited. I think, of course, my first NHL game was a little cooler, but at the same time, you were so young in the SHL, and like making that debut was also super cool. So yeah.
How much of a difference is the width of the ice surface? Because in Canada and in the United States, it's 200 by 85 feet. At home, I assume it's 200 by 100.
Yeah, I would say it's two different games.
How long did it take you to adapt?
I don't know. I have been thinking of it. I think when I came over the first 3 months I was for 3 years ago, I think those months helped me a lot. Being around that team, got into a couple of games, learn the game, see the game. So I think the game suited me pretty good, pretty quick. So yeah.
I would think it'd be easier to move from the wider surface to the narrower surface, right?
Yeah, and especially I felt maybe my game suited that pretty good with the smaller ice.
I was about to say, I imagine once you kind of got settled on this ice sheet that you would have found that you probably liked it a lot. Like I loved going over there and finding all the extra space as a little guy to get away from you big guys.
Yeah. I mean, I think, as I said, it suited me pretty good with close and quick. And I mean, I had played before on the smaller ice, World Juniors and national team. So yeah, I think it suited me good.
So as a kid, who was your favorite player? When you were 10 years old, you were watching hockey either at home or watching on the satellite or on the internet, watching the NHL. Who was your favorite player?
I think when I grew up, it was Erik Karlsson a lot. And yeah, those guys, Hedman too. So yeah.
No, Karlsson and Hedman, they play the game a little differently.
Yeah, I know, but like, yeah, maybe a little older Hedman, but I would say Karlsson when I was younger. Yeah.
Let me ask you that, because that's like I loved Matt Sundin when I was growing up, and I was like, I'm going to be him, and then I realized I'm going to be 4.5 inches shorter than him, and I'm not going to be able to be him, and I had to find a new guy. Was that kind of when you made the shift from Karlsson more to Hedman with the size?
Oh, I don't know. I actually don't know. You just you played all those guys on NHL when you were younger, and I haven't think of that too much, like going over to Hedman, but maybe my play style a little bit going over to Hedman.
But now you've been able to. I know you've played Erik Karlsson. Have you been in a game with Victor Hedman?
Yeah, he didn't play a lot, but when we played him at home.
Oh, that's right. He sat on the bench in the third period. Yeah. That's right. He sat on the bench in the third period.
I don't know what happened, and then
he got nervous at you. That's why.
Didn't he even play the game? I don't. Yeah. No, yeah. No, that was I saw him in the warm-ups, and it's super cool. So yeah.
How do you not just do you hope that when you're skating around and you meet him at center ice and say hello, or do you do anything? What do you do?
No, I just stand there and look at him. So I don't say anything.
And the same thing with Karlsson?
Yeah. It's actually, you want to ask so bad for a stick, but then you ask the older guys in the team, and they're like, no, you can't collect sticks now. You're too young, and you got to wait for that a little bit. That's fine, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So what I got to ask you, we've been well overwhelmed in North America between Canada, the United States, and the Olympics. What do you think of the Swedes at the Olympics?
It was close there with the USA game. And it just sucked to see them losing.
We tend to forget that other teams, other countries play the game every once in a while. Once we get this Canada USA thing going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, the season's coming to an end here pretty quick, and what summer look like for you? Are you back in Sweden full time, or are you going to be in Vancouver for a bit, or what's summer looking like for you?
I think right now it looks like or I'm going back to Sweden, and I'm working out there with coach, a couple guys. So yeah, and then I usually stay off the ice for a little bit and then start working with. I have Michael Backlund and Pontus Holmberg in my hometown, Västerås. So I skate with them, and then I also skate with the SHL team Örebro Örebro there. So I think it's a good mix for me with skills and team practices.
Actually, so I was going to ask you about Backlund, because Michael's now a legend in Calgary, the captain of the Flames. Did he, when you were drafted, did Backlund give you any advice about what life in North America was like?
I wouldn't say when I got drafted, but like since I came over here, like skating in the summers, he's been texting me like, "Come and skate with us." And then when you're around him, you always ask questions, and he's just such a good human being, and yeah, so good.
It's nice when you have those older guys ahead of you that, it's, you don't even know that you're asking questions and figuring stuff out. I'm done and gone the other side, but it's amazing looking back how many things I figured out just by being around and being on the ice with those guys and picking up the little tricks, especially someone like Backlund that's, he's over 1,000 games now. It's fun to have those guys in your corner. And again, when you bring it back to the Canucks here, and you have a guy like Hronek that that's been in the league for a while, and I'm watching the game last night, and I always laugh at how it gets. He doesn't talk a ton with the media, but you can see how he interacts with all of you and how much you guys you respect him and get along. But he gets a little fiery on the bench a bit when plays are being made, and like, can you tell the difference of he's mad and he's trying to help? Like, I always look at it like my older brother, right? Like, I could tell when he was being nice, but he was giving it to me, and when he was actually mad.
Yeah, I mean, I can see when he's mad. But he's, I mean, that's a guy you want to have around you. When he gets, like, he helps us so much with, I would say, communication out there, but also on the bench, and especially after games too. So yeah, it's a great leader and a great guy for us young guys to have around us.
What's your favorite part about Vancouver, Junior?
I would say favorite part, now when the sun comes out, it just gets so beautiful. But it rains a lot too, but when the sun comes out now, it's beautiful.
I'm curious, you say you're from Västerås, which is about 100 miles west of Stockholm. It's on a beautiful lake itself. Is there any comparisons? Does Vancouver remind you of home?
I would say the whole country, not where I'm from, but like northern part of Sweden, like mountains, lakes. So yeah, I would say so.
So you bring up when the sun comes out, how great the city is. On top of just wanting to win games, does it give you, when you guys are sitting in Yaletown, all the young guys having lunch or whatever after practice, of like, how fun would this be? It's the weather's just getting good. People are starting to kind of buzz around to be playing for another 2 months.
Yeah. I mean, we're in a rebuild, but we want to make the playoffs. And I think I told Douglas last game, like in the third period when we played at home, like, shit, this place is buzzing, and we're dead last, but they're still with us, and yeah, it would be sick to make the playoffs here.
Okay, so what's the message for Eklund tomorrow night?
Eklund?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. That's I don't want to say anything here. But,
right. Now, would you describe your style of play as physical? You like playing physical?
Yeah, I would say I like to play. Yeah, I like to play hard. Yeah, I'm not a guy that's gonna run around trying to lay open eyes every shift. But yeah, I want to play hard and physical.
Is that something that's always been in your game since you were a little kid, or is that something you've kind of had to push onto yourself a little bit?
I think it came when I first got into the national team. I felt like I had to buy into that role. Everyone couldn't be the power play guys and the skill guys, and yeah, that's when I just felt like this is what I'm gonna do.
And when you started doing that, and you laid the first bigger hit, or you blocked a couple of shots, and you saw the reaction of your teammates, was that something like, okay, I like this, like I want to keep pushing this way?
Yeah, exactly. I love doing that, and I think that goes a far way in a team. Like, I think teammates really appreciate that, and that's what I want to bring to this team.
Elias, thank you for the time. Appreciate it. Enjoy your night in San Jose, and good luck against the Sharks.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys.
That's Elias Pettersson, or commonly known now as Junior. Landon and I'll be back after this.
All right, listen up. Today I want to talk about giving 110%. Giving 100% means giving everything you got. Giving 110% means giving 10% more than is humanly possible. If we're going to win as a team, we need 100% of you guys giving 110% 100% of the time. If only 50% of you guys give 110% and 50% of you guys give 100%, I guarantee you 100%, we'd only win 50% of our games. Suppose 75% of the 110% gave only 50%, and 50% of the 100% gave 25%, and 75% of the 110% were not feeling 100%, then we'd be in a heap of trouble. That's why we need 100% of you guys giving 110% 100% of the time. Okay. Let's go out and play some hockey.
I tell you what, Landon, are you glad that I didn't ask him if he had a dog and what his name was or what his cheat food was? I was dying to ask both questions, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to do it.
You know what? Like, I'm actually kind of disappointed, though. He's a bigger guy. I want to know what that cheat meal looks like. I bet he's just crushing something. Like, he probably's got a pretty good mix in there. We could have learned something.
Well,
you let us down a little bit, John.
No, I don't want to. I don't ever want to be predictable. That's the thing with these shows. I don't want to be predictable. I want people to think, why did he do that this time? Why did he do that the next time? You
might have just ruined his night in San Jose. He won't even be able to leave the hotel now. He didn't even ask me.
There are great places to eat in San Jose. Yeah. You know, and perhaps Besser's going to take him for dessert. You know, because we know Besser's in charge of dessert. Now that Connor Garland's gone, Besser's in charge. So
we'll see.
A little bit of ice cream.
I'm curious if Besser's got the same drive to go get the ice cream, though. Like, I feel like Garland would have just been talking nonstop till someone's like, okay, I'll go get some ice cream with you. That doesn't say much nice about Connor Garland there. Come on. No, because that's me 100%. Connor would be fine with that, no problem. And to be honest, I bet he'd say, yeah, you got it right.
I'm sure it is. Hey, by the way, what are you doing next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday, I'm doing a PWHL game.
Aren't you doing the Canucks game?
I'm not doing the Canucks game that night because I'm doing the Vancouver Golden Eyes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if I come to the hockey game in Vancouver on Tuesday, you're not going to be there?
Why do you think I'm doing the other game?
There are rules in place. We're never allowed to be in the same spot at once.
Only if we're in boxes.
Yeah, that's right. My Life in a Box by Landon Ferraro. Thanks for this, man.
Yeah, that was awesome. Have a good one.
Yeah, have a good weekend, and thanks for listening to this edition of 100% Canucks.